When you look at an aqueduct like the Pont du Gard at Nîmes, I think you'll agree that although we would call this a feat of Roman engineering first and foremost, the Romans have been adept enough, both through paying attention to these mathematical considerations, but also to carving the stone, to making the stone really work aesthetically, that they have essentially in this aqueduct transformed engineering into architecture. Here's a very interesting view because it also shows you what happens with aqueduct design when the terrain changes. So in the center of the city, in the views that we looked at just before, they were able to build, the ground level was low enough that they were able to build the aqueduct in 2 stories with that very high first story and then the lower second story. But what happens when the terrain shifts, when you go, because again, they're taking advantage of a source that is located higher up with the hope that gravity will do the work for them and allow that water to flow from that source down into the city. And that is exactly what they did here. The source is farther away and it's high. So the water has to be piped into this structure and make its way down from the hillside to the city. So you see the ground rising here to go up that hill. And what happens is that they have to adjust the aqueduct according to the changing terrain. So if you look at this particular section, you will see that the bottom story is just an arch. The arch rests on the ground so that because it has to be much shorter at this juncture than anywhere else. And you see the same, well, you see it changing somewhat here as it makes its way, but you see it rounding the corner, and the way they have had to make these adjustments and made them so well without losing the impressive aesthetic quality of this particular structure. Once again, a tribute to the fact that these Roman architects were not only great engineers, but also, without any question, world-class architects.